Welcome, audience. Welcome to the Anjali Arora talk show. Today, I am with eminent artist Prakash Ambegaonkar. Welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you very much to join you again.
Yeah, our
Second
audience में आपको
time.
बताना चाहूंगी कि प्रकाश सर वो पहले विजुअल आर्टिस्ट है जिनके साथ मेरा पहला इंटरव्यू हुआ था एज विद द विजुअल आर्टिस्ट. So, sir, very glad to have you again.
Thank you very much. Same here.
So, how was the year then? How
Oh,
the year?
the year was okay. I think the COVID, everybody is affected by COVID. We had actually caught infection also,
Okay.
me and my wife. But we had completed our 2 doses of vaccine, so we didn't have any impact. Actually, basically, there was a very mild, symptoms were there, and we didn't have to even sleep or rest. We were fine. Like, we were out of it in 5 to 6 days. So I recommend that everybody takes the vaccination, complete the vaccination process, and it really saves you.
The good start you have done, sir, because many people are still afraid of taking the vaccine. I'm also one of them because my friend got the infection and she was not well like, at all from 15 days after taking the vaccination. So as you are saying it, you are fit and fine. Right?
Yeah. See, there are some, you can have individual reactions, but I don't think anybody needs to be afraid of it. It has been tested. And I know that because we completed the 2 doses, we were saved. We didn't have any damage to our inner, systems like lung or anything like that. We were quite healthy all the time, and we are still healthy. And
Yeah.
now we cannot pass the COVID to anybody else. In fact, we will not catch the COVID now because we have the immunity now, basically.
Okay, sir, coming to the show, sir, I will just ask you कि our audience already know you because you are आप बोलते हैं ना आप Facebook पे social networking पे छाए हुए हैं with your paintings. You have seen so many paintings you have made. So, sir, once again, I will say that already how you will define an art during the COVID. Like during the COVID, many artists have got a time to spend more time with their artwork actually. So, how was your time with the art?
Yeah, actually, I was able to spend a lot of time on COVID. I'm sorry, on the art, not on COVID. Very little on COVID, in fact. But yeah, but art was basically, you are at home, you're not going out, and the best thing you can do is, of course, you continue with your exercise and all that, but you can focus on your work basically. And I was focused on my work. Actually, because of the art, it was easy for me to pass through this, 1.5 year of idle time, because I was creating something which gave me satisfaction. There was good response from the fraternity and the media and all that. The recognition has been great. Um, I've been doing other talk shows also. There are articles on me now. So that's all because of the work and the social media became possible. You can connect with people quickly on with this online thing. If you imagine that the earlier times the artists used to, and they will still do it, will still do it, the live shows में क्या तो बहुत कम लोग आते हैं ऐसे भी. So your work does not get known to people that much. So it takes time for architect to kind of get recognition. Of course your work has to be good. Your work speaks for yourself. You can do whatever kind of PR, media, whatever, it doesn't work. Unless you are really genuinely good in your work, in the long term, you will not succeed. Short term, yeah, people may say, yeah, great. Your friends will call your work wonderful, but that doesn't mean anything. You need to look for creating something. And that's a thing that, I kind of preach, and also I'm trying to do it also. I feel that, being an artist is a privilege. I'm an architect and I turned artist later on. Of course, there was 45 years of art thinking and work of architecture and art behind it before I turned painter. That was my childhood passion. And so, I was able to fulfill that and continue. So I'm kind of living my dream now of creating art and getting it kind of known to people. And also, I think it has helped a lot of people. There are lots of people approaching me for advice on art. The younger people, even senior artists also, they have been approaching me. They get my opinion on the work and all that, and that's good. So I'm kind of welcomed by the community very well, and I appreciate that. I appreciate their love. But coming back to the subject of art, see, art is a part of imagination, which is again is a gift or an endowment that God has given us. Animals don't have imagination. Animals don't have conscience, and animals don't have willpower. So as human beings, we have willpower, so we can go against the current. We can do things on our own. Animals respond to, there's a reactive. Animals are reactive. The imagination, if they had imagination, they would have built cities like us, built homes like us. Some imagination is there, but very little. So God has really given us that great advantage, and so I think there is a reason for that. We don't exactly understand God's doings, but there must be a reason why mankind was gifted with imagination. I think the message is that you need to use that imagination wisely. There's the inherent quality of your mind, human mind, that you need to express. Like from cave times, people, even without very rudimentary tools, were drawing on the walls of the caves. So they wanted to express something. They wanted to get out of just the direct rut of reality and reach into themselves or the universe. So that's how the art comes in. Like, for example, when I paint, I paint from my subconscious. I'm drawing stuff from my subconscious, which in turn is believed by scientific community is a collective wisdom of the universe, where there's a collective wisdom that kind of guides you. So that kind of guidance you get when you create art. So you're focused on art. You're not worried about you're not distracted by other things. You're working with calm of mind. Those things emerge, and I think those things. I use those things, the subconscious, whatever comes from subconscious, and that's how I build up my artwork. Basically, it comes from the subconscious, the conscious effort or the what you call the cerebral effect is effect is relatively less. That I don't plan the whole thing. If you plan the whole thing, there's a limitation of what you create,
Right.
because your mind, your brain is guiding you. It's a calculation that you do, and then it is guiding you. When you tap into your subconscious, you create a greater thing, and that's the thing. That, having said that, the biggest thing about art is that you're expressing something. So it's a communication with somebody, like the observer. So the observer needs to get into that artwork. So how you get him into the artwork is that you have to draw them in by creating such compositions using light, color, texture, and the forms and symbols which are related at a subconscious level. In my case, they are related to the observer in a subconscious level. And my work, I expect them, or that's my goal, that they should be able to relate with it with their subconscious. That there is the symbols will start some kind of association in their mind, and it will create a flow of thought in their mind, not very conscious thought. And that is the game that we play. Besides that, in my work, I follow the rules of nature basically. See, the harmony and composition is actually defined by nature. Any
Right.
natural form you see is is a harmony. Basically, it has proportion, texture, structure, which is all harmonious. And I also believe that the creator or the God also programmed the human minds to see it that way. Like, so it's an arrangement which you see, and so your mind is also programmed that way to see it in a harmonious way. Whereas if there is an alien coming from, say, Mars or somewhere else, he may have a different structure of harmony in his mind, and he may find our thing very, very ugly or whatever. So I think it's a program. So you have to tap into that program. So you need to understand the nature's, gift to you. That nature has already said these things. All you are doing is tapping into the nature. So when you are expressing something, you you need to use those nature's, kind of rules or the gifts to kind of build it up, like the harmony, the structure of the painting, all that. Probably, if you follow uh, uh, those principles of aesthetics, then you will have a longer lasting, impact of your work. It's not about just liking, somebody likes your work doesn't mean anything. It's about it should
Understand.
do what it's supposed to do. It's
Yeah.
supposed to do it should do what it's supposed to do. So that's the way I work. And uh, I feel that I will continue doing that. uh, I'm getting a good response in terms of even the sales of paintings, which is not very important to me because I didn't get into for money. But the things are working well, basically.
That's great. Also, I'll ask, sir, this year, Abhi, they have started with the online exhibition due to this COVID times. But do you find any complications or some uncomfortability about online and offline? Like being offline is like we feel the painting and all the same thing can be observed during the online.
There is a difficulty, of course. Offline, if you're seeing in person, is a
Yeah.
completely different experience. Even if you see, the paintings of great masters, for example, Picasso, other masters, which when you visit the museum and you see them there, it's a different impact.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't have that in online. The technology is not advanced that much. Uh, they are doing some 3D virtual art galleries and all that, but they are still at primitive stage. It
True.
needs to develop more. I think the virtual technology is already developed. So like, for example, they do these virtual games, right? So you could have, it has to become affordable to everybody. You could have virtual art galleries where the experience will be as real as, the offline thing. And that's the level that I think we will go in future. And there's a big future for that also. For everything, because when you have that virtual technology, people can work from home very easily.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to go to work. They can all connect and be with the other people at the same time. So there's a lot of, it's kind of tremendously going to give people spare time in, not losing time in travel, daily travel in the cities, on the freeway, getting stuck in the traffic, saving the diesel petrol for the whole country. So there's a big economic boost we can get if the technology is developed. And it will come for art also. I think it is coming. I'm sure I'm seeing that it's not there yet, but if I wish somebody would develop that, and I think there are some people probably already working on it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the best benefit is like you're sitting at home, you're safe, and your work is reaching internationally. Globally, you can reach to anyone.
Yes, 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 and
Sir,
the experience should be as real as life.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
But
Sir,
right now, see, online also is not bad. People can see it. It's a matter of acceptance also. That, see, if you reject anything, then you're not going to like it. If you
right.
take the prejudice out, that, hey, nothing like, oh, पहले के ज़माने में ऐसा था, अभी नहीं होता है. There's nothing like that. You have seen it. Everybody has seen it. कि
Yeah.
पहले के ज़माने में जो था वही अच्छा था, ऐसा नहीं है. There are so many good things that have come. In life we have seen it for last 50 years. You probably not lived 50 years, but I've lived more than that. Anyway, मगर वो जो attitude जो होती है ना, वो attitude हमको एक्सपीरियंस करने देती है. जैसे पेंटिंग में भी ऐसा ही है. एब्स्ट्रैक्ट पेंटिंग में क्या है कि इफ यू रिजेक्ट द एब्स्ट्रैक्ट वर्क, नहीं ये क्या है, तो यू विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड इट.
Right.
मगर एब्स्ट्रैक्शन ये एक बहुत बड़ा डेवलपमेंट है आर्ट वर्क में. पहले के जमाने में क्या था कि पहले in Asian countries, in India, Egypt, we were using abstraction from the beginning. Okay. The abstraction यानी आप देखोगे ये फिगर मुगल पेंटिंग में होती है या राजस्थान पेंटिंग में होती है, वो रियल होती है क्या, नहीं होती. Even our sculptures on temples, they are not made to look exactly like humans. They are derivation of human figures. So abstraction was always there because you're using a medium, you're putting something to represent something there. तो वो जो चीज थी ना वो अपने पास थी. मगर अभी क्या हुआ है कि वेस्ट में रिप्रेजेंटेशन था. वेस्ट में फ्रॉम 3000 years ago they were trying to do realistic painting work.
Right.
और वो पहले गोथिक पीरियड था, फिर रेनेसांस पीरियड था. I've talked about it number of times.
Yeah.
So उसमें they progressed also a lot. And then in about 18th century or 19th century, क्या हुआ, early 19th century or 18th century में, it became a kind of a dogma saying that no, you have to have these qualities in the painting, you have to paint this way only. That was going in West. So they kind of, the artists kind of rebelled against them, that, they developed the styles that broke away from the representation. Representation is not bad, it's good, but now you have a camera, so you can take a picture very quickly. So अगर representation work करना है ना, तो बहुत डिटेल में, वेरी डिटेल में करना पड़ा है. फिर भी उसमें आर्ट एस्पेक्ट होती है, कॉम्पोजिशन, कलर, टेक्सचर, लाइट, शेड कैसे लेते हो, वो देयर आर मास्टर वर्क एंड ऑर्डिनरी वर्क में फर्क होता है. एब्स्ट्रैक्शन में भी ऐसा ही है कि there's a difference between, you can draw anything and say it is abstract. Well, it is, you made an attempt, but you have to really go deep into the process. And your lifetime, your lifetime जो अपना experience जो होता है ना, वो that comes in there. So it's not something which is falls out of sky. you go through life certain way. If you keep your mind open, then you realize certain things, and those things get reflected, whether it's in abstract or representative art. एक अच्छा है, एक बुरा है, some I'm not saying, but everything has its class. You can't say the representative work जो लोग देखते हैं और पसंद करते हैं उनको, they should also accept abstract art also, because it's a form and it's not a craziness. It's there is a lot of logic and theories behind it. They're like in the West there were like more than 125, 140 moments. So each moment had a thought. So to breaking away from representation, उसमें क्या main difference ये है कि representation में you are seeing things from outside, like you're doing a portrait. So you're seeing a person, then representing that on the canvas, and a lot of art and skill is required there. So skill में उसमें ज़्यादा ये होता है. और abstraction में क्या होता है कि abstraction में artist started looking into the mind, inside the mind. So what is going on inside? What is going on at subliminal level? What is going on in subconscious level? What is going on somewhere else? And they are putting that thing, that experience there on the canvas. So that's the difference. मैं abstract पसंद करता हूँ. I can draw very good realistic paintings and portraits. I haven't done some portraits also. Probably people saw those on Facebook. They're very pretty good quality, I would say. People have accepted that. But मैं पसंद करता abstract work because I think my creativity comes in there. Like I am able to create things.
Also, it depends on the point of view of a artist also and the viewer. Like जैसे जिसकी choice हो जाती है. And as you said, when you draw, you go into a subconscious mind and means you relate. You are not planning anything, just you start and it goes with the flow. So, sir, also I'll ask, like when you plan to draw something, you're saying you don't plan, but anything starting or beginning, you get inspiration of when you start to draw.
Yeah, I didn't say I don't plan. There's a planning goes on, but when you sit and actually paint, that time you have to relax your mind, release it. There's always a concept or some inspiration, like you wanted to make a point, something like that. So that subject is in your mind, basically. But if you crystallize the subject totally in your mind, you plan your painting saying, in this corner I'm going to do this, in that corner I'm going to do that, you'll be never creative. You'll be doing just one way of painting all the time, basically. So a creative process may I you have to release yourself. That's my method. So everybody's method could be different, but that's what works for me, and that's how I do it, basically.
So, sir, what do you say about that? Have you tried a tap painting?
कौन सा painting?
Tap painting. Many people are doing paintings on tab and mobiles. So have you tried that?
Yeah, actually, in fact, my work, most of my work you see is done on a tablet. So I call it digital canvas. Yes. The thing is, you can use oil paint and brushes the same way you can use. I use a very highly sophisticated painting program. It's not Photoshop. Like you take an image and you warp it, you twist it this way, that way. तो जो कंप्यूटर करता है उसमें हम कुछ नहीं करते उसमें. तो मैनिपुलेटिव वर्क में कहता हूँ उनको. वो आर्ट नहीं है. वो that's not even a craft. You're just using the computer में permutation combination जो होते हैं ready that you're using. So I don't see that's a creativity. See, in my work, I start with a very clean canvas. I don't borrow anybody's images or anything like that. Every brush that I use is a brush. Basically, it's a stylus. So instead of having, the camel hair at the end, it is electronic, and the tablet is a canvas which is electronic. So the tablet senses the stylus, and there are different kinds of brushes that you have. So many, like I have probably 200 types of brushes I have, and you have to collect those brushes. Yeah. So it's kind of an investment, but you go on doing it. So वो क्या है कि वो ब्रश का यूज करते हैं जैसे आर्टिस्ट यूज करता है ना पेंट का, ऐसा ही करते हैं. Only
अच्छा.
my advantage to me is that I can work in my living room, not going. So I have an office and all that, but I don't go to the office for this. I like to sit. I like to do it at home, where I can probably chat with my wife once in a while in between. So I like that atmosphere. It's not a messy thing because it's all digital, and then it is converted into a print, canvas print, basically. And the canvas print has the pigments that we use are lifelong pigments that they don't fade. You can wash them like oil paint. So the oil paint का जितना life होता है ना उनका उतना ही life होता है उसका. So
All right.
that's how we do it. We don't borrow images. We don't manipulate images. And so I clarify that in my painting. I say hand painted on real canvas. That's the reason, because there are other people who are using the Photoshop techniques, and they're putting some paintings together like cutting, patching, pasting, and all that. So that they're doing different. What I'm doing is a different. So that's the only thing I want to kind of clarify there.
That's good that you have clarified this thing, because many times we get confused about these concepts. Like as you said, you are not doing on Photoshop. You are doing properly. You are hand painting on canvas. Like it is with the help
Yeah,
of.
it's a program. It's a program which allows you to paint as you like with a brush.
Okay.
You can also do when people use an iPhone or iPad. You can use a finger or a stylus and do paintings. And some limited paintings can be done there also. I have done that in the beginning also. Or sometimes if I'm traveling or something, I do it on my phone, kind of thing. So that's just for fun. It's can't do serious painting on that, basically. Not a professional painting.
Well, also, like as you know, we talk about passion. So first you are architect, your profession was being architect. Now you are living for your passion. So can you share your experience when you are living for your profession? Like your profession was architect, so it is about creativity. बट फिर भी डिफरेंस होता है ना जब हम अपने मन से अपने पैशन के लिए जीते हैं और प्रोफेशन के लिए जीते हैं, तो उसका आप क्या कहेंगे?
Yeah, in profession, see, you have a team. Like I used to have about 25 people to 30 people working for me. So I had to deal with them. So the art का part जो होता है ना वो तो होता ही है. मगर you are dealing, your time goes in dealing with people, like handling people and all that. As the owner and the CEO of the company, you have a big responsibility basically. So as you are creative, you also have to spend time in getting the work done and to the accuracy basically.
Right.
So and I was working in USA. So the USA, the work is it's like a legal document what you produce, and you get lawsuits against if there are problems with your work and all that. So we have to be very cautious about what we do. Even the creativity is a little bit impacted by that. We can't take chances there basically. Or when you're working as an artist, you're working with yourself. You have no limitations. In architecture is a highly creative, uh, art or field. You are as much an artist as you are a painter. As if you are a painter. But the medium is different. Like you are creating a structure. The structure has to have science behind it, science, engineering, all that. And then sustainability and all those things are there. And then you are being creative there. And so that's a different challenge. I did that for a long time. It's not that I quit it, in a short time. I did for 40 years, almost like 45 years.
Yeah.
So there's so many projects, a lot of projects, got good response, good this thing. The money was terrific, of course, in USA. So वो उसके बाद में क्या हुआ कि I started feeling that I need to spend time with myself, Like I'm doing this because now it has come to a point where I'm doing creations after creations, so whatever. But then do I need to just continue doing work, getting just absorbed in the work 12 to 14 hours a day and not have time for myself or my family? Or at the end, what will happen, that projects will be there. And so there will be a lot more money, but that I can't use that money anyway. You don't need that much money. You need certain amount of money. It's a funding that you need. But once you have that funding available to you, then I don't see the sense in people getting greedy. People who have, I don't know why people should cheat. If they have more than 50 crore rupees, I'm
There's
not
no.
saying that people under 50 crores would cheat, but we see so many cases where they're cheating for 10,000 crores. Why do you need to do that? So you're a kind of a so you didn't understand the use of money. If you don't enjoy your money, you're cheating, you're stealing, you can go to jail, whatever. So why do you need to do that? I never understood that part. So it's a power thing. Like people do that for gaining more and more power. And I'm away from that. I realized that I never was like that from the beginning. I was always focused on my work and the profession. And I was very happy with it, of course. But then I said, okay, I did it this for 45 years. My childhood passion is painting. So I can take the time off from the work now and I can focus it on painting. And I knew that I can contribute there. I had that confidence that I had some ideas developed. So I said that, let me contribute this. I want to contribute to the art field. That was the main thing. And if I can do that, that will be my that will be my fulfillment basically.
So, sir, I will also ask you like any message you want to give to the other artists who are like what I've taken after you were the first one I interviewed as a visual artist. After that, I've taken so many interviews of the artists, but somewhere I find that very rare people are there who are accepting being artists as a profession. They have to keep some profession and they have to keep art as a passion. So, do you think there is a scope of being artist as a profession?
Yeah, I think in India, it is kind of difficult for an artist to survive only on his art
Yeah.
because unless you get a big recognition, not even the regular recognition,
Mm.
you can get recognition, but still your paintings will not. I have other artist friends, and I see that they are not able to sell their paintings. Great works, they're creating great works, but
Mm.
doesn't mean it will get sold. We never expect that all our work will get sold. So it is difficult to survive on that income of an artist. So you have to take up some job and lots of people they do, like they become the lecturer, professor in a art college, school. They can take up jobs in schools also. They can take other jobs also. So they have to support themselves. There are people like Prabhakarji Kolte, who is a legend uh, today and is a legend for a long time.
Mm.
He's he was a professor in JJ School of Art, and that's how I'm sure he continued. But he also loved teaching, so he was doing that. But as an artist to succeed, it took him like 30 years. You know,
Okay.
took him 30 years with that kind of level of art that he had for people to accept his work. Or the collectors to go after him. Like
Yeah.
जो कभी क्या लो आर्ट पीसेस जो बहुत ही अच्छे होते हैं तो वो कभी कभी क्लाइंट अफोर्ड नहीं करता है ऐसा होता है so he doesn't have the budget to spend that much money like crores for the painting ऐसा होता है so most of these very high price paintings are never not, I wouldn't say never but they are more than likely kept in locks in locked rooms because they are big investments like $500 million. They are not exhibited. So the only chance you have is to see them in museums, basically. Museums have those paintings of the masters. And whether you see them in museums, if you're an artist, of course, you can't go to each museum and all that. So you see it on the internet, you look at the images, and an artist will definitely understand when he looks at an image of a great work, even whatever scale it is a small scale, still you understand the greatness of that work, basically. So that's how it works.
Yeah. So, sir, any message you want to give to the viewers who are watching us?
Live and let live. The life is a gift from God, one-time gift. I believe in God. I don't go to temples. I don't do these rituals and stuff like. But I do believe in God. I pray once a day before going to sleep. But I pay my respect to God, basically. But it's a gift that God has given you. So use it wisely. Enjoy. Use it for positive things. You don't need to be a boring person to be to follow God's path. You can enjoy life as long as you are not damaging anybody or you're not cheating anybody. You're taking care of your responsibility, your loved ones, and all that. You should have fun. Life is fun, basically. That's my message.
Sir, and very great message, great thing you have told about that the way of life, live and let live, give respect and take respect. It's like that. So, sir,
Yeah.
also I will ask you how you're feeling being again on our show. I mean, again, conversation with me.
Very good. I have some very positive feeling about you from the beginning, from the first show, that you are a very lively person and you are a very caring person. I can tell you that. And that kind of comes through, like you are down to earth, you're simple, not complicated. And they stay that way, that basically the genuine qualities always, they get through people one way or the other, in long term, definitely. And so I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. And really, I'm very glad to talk to you again. And I think we had a more great conversation today, and audience have also loved it because
Thank you.
as you also say, and I also believe that experience matters. क्योंकि हम जब खुद एक्सपीरियंस करके जिससे निकलते हैं उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ जाता है एंड दैट इज द थिंग really I feel when I talk to you that your experience matters a lot.
Yeah, experience means it doesn't need to have age, like experience you
No,
can
it's not
experience
about age
if you're,
experience.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
not like
It has
what
to, it has to be like a young person can have a bigger experience than an older person. If that older person doesn't want to accept anything, it doesn't even is not listening, is not grasping things, then the younger person may have a greater experience. So it depends on your openness of your mind and to be open to get information also. I think that's important.
yeah, sir, and I have not told you that your experience is about your age. You are fit and fine and smart, handsome. It's not about the
No,
age.
I'm talking about, no, I'm not, I didn't take it negatively. I'm just clarifying that I have seen people
Yeah,
very old, but
yeah. But they
they
are not
hadn't learned anything in life.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
kind of, I got that in my mind, not about me. I know I'm keeping good health because, I regularly practice exercise, yoga. I play golf. Maybe I wasn't able to play it for 18 months because of the COVID, but I just started again. And I put that on my Facebook, and so many people are
I've
so
seen.
happy to see
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
see that.
yeah.
That's good, actually.
So I believe in fitness. My wife is also like that. She even she works harder on her body. She's a uh, she works out a lot. She walks long distances and stuff like that. So we believe in that. The health, because
Health is
that's what you have. Like you may have some other things, comfort and all that. If you don't have health, you can't enjoy it. Health is very important. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for being on our show. Thanks very much. And goodbye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you to audience.
So तो ऑडियंस, जैसे कि प्रकाश जी ने कहा, आई ऑल्सो बिलीव इन दैट फॉर्मूला दैट लिव एंड लेट लिव। लाइक होता है बहुत जनों को, अगर मेरा फ्रेंड या हमारे कोई रिश्तेदार प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हैं तो दूसरों को तकलीफ हो जाती है, डोंट डू दैट। खुश रहिए और खुश रहने दीजिए, क्योंकि अगर आपकी वजह से किसी के चेहरे पर स्माइल आ रही है तो आपसे बेहतरीन इंसान कोई नहीं, यकीन मानिए। तो चलिए जाती हूँ मैं, और मैं जरूर कहना चाहूंगी कि अगर आप भी आना चाहते हैं हमारे शो पर एज अ विजुअल आर्टिस्ट, या ऐसा कोई पैशन है आपका जो आप हमारे शो पर आकर शेयर करना चाहते हैं, तो यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम। आई विल टेल यू कि हमारे शो की बेस्ट क्वालिटी ये है, कहते हैं मुंह मियां मिट्टू, मगर जरूर बताना चाहूंगी कि हम स्क्रिप्ट नहीं करते, वी नेवर स्क्रिप्ट अवर शोज। हम कभी भी डिस्कस नहीं करते क्वेश्चंस अपने गेस्ट के साथ, जो भी बातें होती है सब दिल की बातें होती है। तो अगर आप भी करना चाहते हैं अपने दिल की बातें हमारे साथ, तो आ जाइए हमारे शो पर, आपका वेलकम है। चलिए जाती हूँ मैं, फिर मिलेंगे हम अगले एपिसोड में किसी और पैशनेट गेस्ट के साथ, और करेंगे बातें उनकी जिनकी क्या बात है। और कहाँ आना है ये तो आप जानते ही हैं, वीडियो शॉर्ट एंटरटेनमेंट के पेज पर। और प्लीज हमारे चैनल को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिए। हाँ, आपका प्यार हम तक पहुंचता रहेगा। चलिए, बाय बाय।